Well, thank you all for coming. My name is Bryan Carmel, and I'm the co-founder of the Oakland Ballers. Yeah! Thank you, Hal. So I met Paul Freedman in high school here in Oakland in the mid-90s when he transferred after moving from the south side of Chicago. And it was our shared love of East Bay sports that bonded us from the very beginning. Playing basketball at Bushrod, going to Dollar Wednesdays at the Oakland Coliseum, being pretty sad when the Warriors drafted Joe Smith, even though in 1995, even though Kevin Garnett was still very much available. You know, in Oakland, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but we always bring it, no matter what. Everyone who follows Oakland sports knows that the town has the greatest sports fans on the planet. And like all Oakland sports fans, this summer, when it became clear that the A's were most likely going to be leaving town and heading for Las Vegas, we felt like our hearts had been ripped from our sleeves. The Raiders left twice, the Warriors moved across the bay, and now we were losing the A's, the 9-time world champion Oakland A's, 4 times in Oakland. What does that say about Oakland? What does that say about all of us? You know, there's been a lot of talk that Oakland can't get it done, that maybe Oakland's not a pro sports town. Well, we're here to tell you today that we reject that notion full stop. Because we know our value, we know who we are. And that's what this is all about. Because you can't leave town with a baseball legacy that belongs to a community. You just can't. That's why we're here to announce a new baseball team for Oakland. A team that will never leave town. And to begin a new chapter for baseball in Oakland. And that team is the Oakland Ballers. Now I want to introduce my friend Paul Freedman. Paul is the co-founder and CEO of the Oakland Ballers. I've known him for a long time. Over the past few decades, I've watched Paul build many businesses, successful businesses that all started with a seed of an idea, just like this one. Businesses that became sophisticated operations that were both financially healthy and created positive impact in communities. He's the best builder I know and the perfect leader to usher in a new era of baseball in Oakland. Paul Freedman.
Thank you, Bryan. Hi, everybody. My name is Paul Freedman, and I live in Temescal in Oakland with my family. I've lived in Oakland for 30 years, and I love this town. As Bryan mentioned, I've spent my professional career as a builder. I've been fortunate enough to build a few organizations, from very small things to very large organizations. All of them have been impact companies. I strongly believe that you can do well while doing good. But I'm in front of you today mostly because I'm a fan. I've been a sports fan all my life. When I was a kid, I loved sports because of the joy you get by watching the world's best athletes perform on the field. You know, watching home runs and watching stolen bases. I would cry when my team would lose at the end of every season. But as an adult, I became to love sports even more because of the ways that it positively brings communities together with shared joy, shared passion, and shared identity. I don't know anything that brings diverse communities together more than the love of sports. And in Oakland, baseball was the sport that uniquely brought our community together more than others. It brought us 4 World Series. Ricky grew up here. Stu grew up here. Don Wakamatsu grew up here. The team always felt like it was for Oakland and by Oakland. And my test of the unifying power of sports is think of a BART train. On a normal day, nobody's talking to each other. Everybody's behind their cell phones. Everybody's thinking about how different they are from everybody else in that train. But you put the same train after your team wins a home game, and everybody's high-fiving, everybody's family. Same people, same train, different context. That's what sports can do. Bryan and I love Oakland, and we believe that Oakland needs things that unite us now more than ever, which is why we decided to start the Oakland Ballers to bring a new era of baseball to the town that we love. We were particularly inspired to do this by the fans. Your activism, your passion, your energy truly inspired us. And with the support of the fans, we are building a team that is for Oakland, by Oakland, and will never leave Oakland. This principle is represented in our ownership. The group includes nearly 50 investors who look like Oakland from all walks of life and aren't the normal folks who own baseball teams. We are working currently with our lawyers to even go further and figure out how we can crowdfund so fans can actually own part of the team themselves. Our overall mission is to bring joy back to baseball, and fan experience will be the heart of what we do. Our games will be fun, fan-friendly, and hella Oakland. We strongly believe in the fundamental power of sports, and youth sports in particular, to give young people a chance to get outside, to interact with each other, to have positive experiences. That's why we've been working and talking to folks from Bay Area Babe Ruth, OGSL, No Soul, the Backyard Boys, and other organizations that represent access to the game from T-ball through the pros, and to begin a dialogue about how we can increase youth access and participation in the game and reverse years of terrible demographic trends. So here's what I want from you. We want to hear from you. We want your thoughts, we want your insights, we want your concerns, and most importantly, we want your hopes for what baseball can mean to this town. Our core belief is that fans are the beating heart of a team, not their owners. So I'm the CEO of this company, but this is our town, our team, and we can build something great together.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, next, I want to introduce two gentlemen that have been our friends and allies and partners ever since we embarked on this journey starting in June. Mike Shapiro, the president of the Pioneer League, and Henry Hunter, the commissioner of the Pioneer League. I should mention, the Pioneer League is the league that we're joining. The Pioneer League is a historic independent baseball league, and a proud affiliate partner league to Major League Baseball. So it's a great league. The other teams are in the Rocky region. We're going to be the first West Coast expansion team, first California team, first Bay Area team, and we're excited to see what we can do in partnership with the Pioneer League. Mike Shapiro and Henry Hunter.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Henry and I couldn't be prouder to have Oakland join the Pioneer Baseball League. Oakland will be the first team in California, as Bryan just said, and it represents a remarkable achievement by both Paul and Bryan, who did incredible things to make this all happen, all in the love of the city of Oakland. And we thank them so much for being a part of the league. The Pioneer League has been in existence since 1939, and it has been, as Bryan just said, located in the Mountain West states, very remote areas of Montana, Idaho, Utah, and Colorado, in these charming little cities and with bandbox ballparks right out of Bull Durham, in a sense. And it is so wonderful now to be not only outside the Mountain West and on the West Coast, but in a major metropolitan area like Oakland, which represents not only a wonderful, wonderful asset for this community, but a huge growth element for the league as well. As Bryan said too, we are closely aligned with Major League Baseball. We are a partner league. We can't even begin to tell you how wonderful Major League Baseball has been to our league. They've supported us in their effort to spread the joy and love of baseball throughout the country, not just in major markets where there are major league teams, but particularly in other markets like the Pioneer League, smaller towns where baseball still is a very, very key part of the social fabric in many, many communities. And I know that you will come to love minor league baseball, particularly Pioneer League baseball in your community. It's a vastly different experience than going to a big stadium filled with tens of thousands of people. Instead, it's really part of a fan experience that is about families, and it's about friends getting together on a summer night, having a hot dog and a beer, and just watching some really, really great ball players play out there while your kids have some fun playing in the kids zone and having the experience of generations handing over the game of baseball to other generations. So on behalf of the Pioneer League, I welcome Oakland. Thank you.
Good morning. I just want to reiterate what Mike said about how excited we are to be working with Paul and Bryan. We're very enthusiastic about the innovation, the community spirit, and the diversity that they're going to bring to the Pioneer League. Despite our rich history, we spend a lot of time thinking about innovation and ways to bring a unique and exciting brand of baseball, and we look forward to many years of success here in Oakland and around California region. So happy to be here. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Mike. Next, I'd like to introduce Oakland's mayor, Sheng Thao. Since the day we first told her about the Oakland Ballers, she's been excited to support us from the jump. Like Oakland, our mayor is resilient and a force of nature. We're so excited to get to collaborate with her and show the world that Oakland knows how to get things done. Mayor Thao.
Hello. I'm just gonna talk like this, if that's okay. So I always do something when I come up and it's a fun event. This is a fun event. Oakland Bees! Hello, are you in the house? Say, come on. We need louder than that. Oakland Bees! Come, there you go. So we are here today and I'm so excited to be here to really do this invisible ribbon cutting and announcement of the Oakland Ballers. I do believe that this is exactly what Oakland is. It's about community. And here in the city of Oakland, we are resilient. We don't actually just sit around and say, oh, well, we have nothing else to do and sit on our hands. No, that's not who we are. Who we are is we show up for each other. We know that baseball in Oakland is more than just a game. It's about that social fabric. It's about making those connections. It's about a family event. It's about opportunities for our young kids to see themselves out there on the field. It's so much more than just baseball. And so I want to commend all of the Oakland A's fans who really stepped up to say, you know what, we're not going to stand for this. And yes, when this idea was brought to my office, I 100% supported it. But I'll be very honest, and you all should know this. It was all through the thought process of all of the Oakland fans. This is their love child. They're sharing with us as the city of Oakland throughout the whole nation. And we are going to come out here when there are games, and we are going to fill that stadium, and not just fill that stadium, but we are going to actually build those relationships and really show the rest of the world why sports is more than just sports. But it's about community and why teams can't just uproot themselves and leave, because it means more than that to all of us. But again, we are here. We're so excited to really welcome the Oakland Bees. I already see Hal the hot dog with his Bees jacket on. And so, Bees! There you go. And so I guess that's the new chant. But we're really excited, and as the 51st mayor of the city of Oakland, I stand by the community. This is what One Oakland is about. This is how we do it here in the town, is we're stepping up and we're giving our community a sense of hope, and not a sense of hope only, but really showing our young people like, hey, you can do this too. You be resilient, because this is our territory. This is our town, and we're taking baseball back. So thank you all so much for joining us. And I also want to thank Council President Bass. She couldn't be here today, but she is 100% supportive of this team. So just know that the Oakland Bees have the support of their mayor, their council members, and of course, Congressional candidate Lateefah Simon will be speaking next. But you have support from all of us, including great artists and cultural and people who make the cultural fabric of Oakland, like Mistah F.A.B. I mean, if this isn't an Oakland team, I don't know what is. And so I'm super excited to be here, and let's play ball.
All right, thank you, Mayor Thao. So next up, we'd like to introduce our dear friend, U.S. Congressional candidate, Lateefah Simon. Lateefah has shown over and over that she's as excited about this project as we are. She's a veteran organizer and a nationally recognized advocate for civil rights and social justice. So we're a baseball team. I don't think we're supposed to make, political endorsements, probably, but we hella endorse Lateefah Simon as the next Congress member representing the town. Lateefah Simon.
Good morning. My name is Lateefah Simon. It's a long name, so it's Lateefah, last name Simon. I am, of course, many of you all know, a congressional candidate for California's 12th District, but I'm also an elected member of Bay Area Rapid Transit's Board of Directors. And you can see just a couple of blocks away is a beautiful and vibrant BART station. I cannot wait until the first game. We're going to have thousands of folks coming through those doors, being right here in the heart of Oakland, celebrating something, again, that is far more integral than sports itself. The town is about gathering. The town is also about developing opportunities when folks believe that there were none. The Oakland Ballers will bring thousands of jobs, will bring opportunities for young and elders alike to be in spaces where we actually have something to say yes to. The Ballers is something to say yes to. So there is sports, there are economic opportunities, and by God, there is no town like Oakland. Let's ball out. I am so excited to be here today, and I think I represent hundreds of thousands of folks, all of us throughout the Bay Area, that say, let's go. Oakland deserves a yes. Let's say yes to the Ballers. Welcome, Ballers, to Oakland.
Thank you, Lateefah. All right. Next up, I couldn't be more excited to introduce an Oakland legend. Oakland is a culture maker, and no one better represents that than Mistah F.A.B. F.A.B is a music icon. He's a man of the people and a relentless community advocate. From Thanksgiving giveaways like we saw last week, to anti-violence programs, to just being there for the community for decades now. F.A.B understands the power of sports. The first time we met him, we were so inspired by his own stories of playing youth baseball here in Oakland. But then he told us he was sad because these days when he goes to the parks around Oakland, he doesn't see kids playing baseball anymore. He told us Jackie Robinson would be rolling over in his grave. Well, the Ballers plan to partner with F.A.B to change that. Let's give it up for F.A.B.
Welcome this morning. I was sold as soon as it was introduced about we're doing something for the community. I remember going to A's games, $1 seats. But my favorite pastime was me and my mother got a chance to bond and enjoy things. And for our community, when we got a chance to look around and people could afford games and people could afford what it was like to be in a familyhood and an environment for the love of the game. 7 innings stretching, laughing, joking, seeing a lot of underserved communities being privileged the opportunity to build and enjoy sports. It instantly took me back to a place in my childhood where we would go to parks and many of my friends would be out there doing something to occupy their time. Unfortunately, nowadays, when we look at our city right now, and a lot of things have been depleted. Our resources, our opportunities, our sports teams have left. And we're looking at a team, when I mean team, not just the Oakland Bees, but I'm talking about a team, Team Oakland, what are our children going to do? What do our children do for opportunity? What do our children do for entertainment? What do our children do for excitement? Baseball was something that saved many of our lives because it gave us something to do. We knew that every Saturday, those Babe Ruth games, we would be out there and people from all parts of the city would be there, which is funny how later on in life, those same relationships that we built on that diamond would be some of the things that saved our lives. Being when violence rose in our city and crime and poverty became to be unavoidable, many of us would run into each other and be like, hold on, I played baseball with him. That's my friend. He good, he with us. I want to see that again. And when I talked to the fellas and they said, man, we want to bring in not only the Oakland B's, but we want to help bring back childhood baseball and T-ball and Babe Ruth, and I was sold. I was sold on the fact because I knew how important it was to start these kids early and give them an opportunity to do something. Sports does that. And in the most humble way, with all paying respect to my ancestors, my parents, and my fathers, but growing up in the communities that we come from, we have more love and more fear and more respect for our coaches than some of us have for our fathers. Those coaches were our fathers. We have an opportunity to father these children and get them early and start them to restructure the pipelines of our communities and restructure the plumbing to say, now there's no longer this prison pipeline that we're connecting. We're bringing and reconnecting back into our communities and giving them a different opportunity. So with the Oakland Ballers, that's what I was set on. I'm saying I would love to bring this team to replace those traitors, but I would also love to come back and deeply invest in our children and our youth. And when they said that they were with that, that's what we want to do. So we want to create and put that there for our city, Oakland. It's for the village, and I'm for it. If you love baseball, that's a beautiful thing. But if you love saving lives and utilizing certain tools and mechanisms to do so, what better vehicle than sports and this sport to restructure the trajectory of which our children will travel as they get older. I'm thankful to be a part of it, and I'm looking forward to it and excited to see play ball.
Thanks, Fab. Okay. Next up, we have a man who Paul and I have brought in to run our baseball operation. And actually, from the moment we brought him in, we were a lot less stressed out because he knows what he's doing. His name is Don Wakamatsu. He's a local product, longtime Major League Baseball player, manager. He actually changed the game when the Seattle Mariners made him the first Asian American manager in Major League history. Longtime coach, scout. He's been a mentor to us from the day we met him. Please welcome Don Wakamatsu, our EVP of Baseball Operations.
Hey, thanks for everybody to come out. I really appreciate it. It's an amazing day for us. We've been working on this for quite a while. I spent a lot of time in the game at every level, and I'll introduce our new manager here in a moment, who also has spent a lot of time in the game, and we have a lot of similarities. And this is one of the first jobs that I had to do, is go out and find who's gonna to lead this club over here, the Oakland Ballers, to a championship and build a franchise. It's going to be an exciting place for families to come and kind of represent the community. My background's storied here. I grew up in Hayward, but played in just about every ballpark there is in the Bay Area. I was involved in a club called Bergovich. If you guys don't know about that, you ought to. It's a historic 16 to 18-year-old, at least when I played there, Connie Mack, Palomino League. We played in all these tournaments. You go back and look at Kurt Flood was a part of that, Joe Morgan, Ricky Henderson, Veda Pinson. In fact, in 2015, I was fortunate to be on the World Champions Kansas City Royals team. We had 4 members on that. Ned Yost, Doug Henry, Dale Swain, and myself all came out of Oakland, all came out of Bergovich. So for me, when Paul and Bryan called me up a couple months ago and said, would you want to be a part of this? It wasn't about baseball for me. It was about, I had an opportunity to do a lot of things in this game. It was about, for me, to have the opportunity to pay back. Can we get kids out of our local system? Can we continue that Bergovich reputation of bringing, giving kids a hope? I mean, I saw my first game in in 1972, I was fortunate to have a neighbor. I didn't know anything about the game, but he brought me to the Oakland Coliseum at 9 years old, and what a better time, 72, 73, 74. But I fell in love with the game, and it's funny how you end up. And for me, this is really full circle. You know, be able to come back here and pay back, build a franchise that can affect the community. And I'm honored to do that, and I appreciate you guys coming out. I want to bring up Micah Franklin now. Micah spent a lot of time, like I said before, rode in the minor leagues, played 15 years, was a third-round draft pick with Mets, I believe, right? Don't go back and look it up, because Mike and I both played in the Pioneer League. He out-hit me by a ton, you know, but we spent a lot of time developing players. It's our passion, and one of the first conversations I had with Micah was, and I fell in love with him because he had the same passions to develop young players. So, Micah Franklin.
First, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Paul, Bryan, Don, thank you for trusting me with your baby. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's my 31st year, and it's going to be one of the funnest years I've had. Baseball is special to me, and the Bay is special. I grew up here. I was born in San Francisco. Grew up here. My man, he's back there right now. Daraka Shaheed drafted me. You know what I mean? And this town, he's coming. He thought he was here. This town, and everyone, this is my man. This is special, and F.A.B, you said it best about what baseball could do for kids, and it did it for me. You know, going to the boys club and things like that, and the coaches were huge. You know, my pops was huge, my family and the friends I came with and grew up with, and this is something extremely special to me. And I met somebody in my life, his name was Willie McGee, and we talk about special people. And this is a person that has touched so many lives. He's touched my life. And he changed my life and made it, I ended up having a pretty good life, thank God. But he told me one day, give back. I always wanted to, hey, Willie, let me help you. Well, let me do something. And he said, Micah, give back. And this is a chance for me to give back to the community and build something from the ground up. That's something that everybody who comes is proud of. And it means a lot to me. That team on the field, that's my responsibility. For you guys to come and enjoy it. Paul, Bryan, Don, to trust me to go out there. Oh, I grew up loving Ricky. So I was a vendor at the ballpark. Oakland and San Francisco. Got my union card, I was a vendor selling sodas and hot dogs and all that. Not to make money, but to watch the game free. Because we didn't have the money to just get in there. But I got to watch the game. That's what I liked. You got to get in early and watch BP and all the stuff that you just couldn't do. So now we're going to have an opportunity to come out here. Oh, we plan on running. We plan on hit and run. We plan on those fans cheering because we're going to give them something to cheer about. And I appreciate every one of you guys to be out here today. All of you. And it's my responsibility to make you proud. And our team will do that. And thank you so much for being here.
Okay. Last, but certainly not least, the head of the Oakland 68s, Jorge Leon. You know, Paul and I made it real clear from the very beginning, this is all about the fans. We are building this team for the fans here in Oakland. And Jorge represents the fans. It's Jorge and the 68s and the last dive bar, Hal the hot dog guy. That's who inspired us to do this. We did this for the fans. And so let's give it up for Jorge Leon.
What's up, y'all? I want to say thank you to Paul, Bryan, and Catalina. This is a historic day in Oakland. November 28, 2023, the Oakland Bees are born. You know, I agree with what Mr. F.A.B said. I'm one of those East Oakland kids that grew up in a broken home, and the closest thing that was a positive thing was the Oakland Coliseum. And so I would sneak in there and cut school and you know, smoke some weed on top of the Mount Davis and all that. Until this teacher from Oakland was like, hey, we have this nonprofit organization called the Green Stampede, and we feed the kids, we tutor them, we mentor them, and we take them to the A's games. And that's when I got more involved with that group, and we create our own nonprofit organization, and that's the Oakland 68s. We do the similar thing. We're more community-minded, but we put our city first, and then our pro clubs second. Oakland baseball has been part of this great city's DNA for a long time. From the Oakland Larks, to the Oakland Oaks, to the A's, and now the B's. And every time a reporter would ask me how I'd feel about the other team leaving, I've always said that we'd be all right. A little bit heartbroken, but that the people of Oakland are resilient, and we would survive this. I didn't think it was gonna happen this fast though. Baseball tradition in Oakland has always been a part of this great city, and we plan to keep it up and move this thing going. Owners of pro sports in Oakland have taken the city and its great fans for granted for a very long time. And they continue to do so, so not knowing what they have here is something that we're gonna make them regret. We created and organized one of the most historic movements in MLB, all by us fans, and we are Hall of Famers already. That is why I'm excited to be here today as part of the introduction of this new professional independent ball club. Paul and Bryan have been great partners and have helped with developing a Fans Bill of Rights, which will be the first of its kind in professional sports in America. We're hoping it will also gain traction within legislation one day. Within the Bill of Rights will be key factors such as keeping tickets affordable, commitment to Oakland and its fans, and then within some of the pieces of the legislation, it will have restrictions on owner of professional sports team that uses a tax-supported facility and give the political subdivision not less than 6 months advance notice of the owner's intention to cease playing majority of its home games at the facility. And during the 6 months, give the political subdivision or individual or group of individuals who reside in the area the opportunity to purchase the team. Keep them in Oakland. This is one of the many reasons I felt the love and community dedication of this club. It is why we believe, just like we believe in the Oakland roots and the Oakland soul, we believe in strong community-minded pro clubs, giving us a platform to speak in our minds to help drive the success of these clubs and move the sports culture forward. The Oakland 68s will be committed to bringing the noise for the ballers, for our manager, for all these team members right here. We will bring the noise. We will bring the drums, right, Ross? Like we always said, we will not let MLB dictate the end of pro baseball in Oakland. Let's take baseball back. We told you, Oakland never quits. Let's go, Oakland.